If you've ever felt that quiet knot in your stomach when he talks, when his words sound right, but something inside you whispers, "This isn't the whole truth," I want you to pause for a moment, because that feeling, it's not weakness, it's not insecurity, and it's definitely not you being crazy. It's your intuition doing its job. Most women don't fall apart because of lies. They fall apart because they're taught to ignore what they feel and trust what they're told instead. You start noticing small things, nothing dramatic, nothing you could prove. He keeps his phone just a little closer. His replies are shorter than they used to be. He says everything is fine, but his energy feels somewhere else. And that's the most confusing part, because when you ask him directly, he sounds convincing, calm, logical, reassuring. So you start questioning yourself. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I'm just afraid to lose him. But deep down, there's this quiet voice that won't go away. A voice that says, if nothing was wrong, why do I feel like this? Here's the truth no one really tells you. Your intuition doesn't speak in words. It speaks in sensations, in discomfort, in that subtle tightening in your chest when something doesn't align. And when you ignore it for too long, the damage isn't just emotional. It slowly erodes your self-trust. You stop trusting your reactions. You over-explain yourself. You replay conversations in your head, trying to figure out what you said wrong, what you did wrong, what you missed. That's how uncertainty becomes the real villain. Not because he's lying, but because you're stuck not knowing. And living in that space, between hope and doubt, is one of the most exhausting places a woman can be. You don't want drama. You don't want confrontation. You don't want to accuse him of something you can't prove. You just want clarity. To know whether you're imagining things, or whether your body already knows the truth your mind is still trying to deny. And this matters more than most people realize. And this is where things begin to shift. Because clarity doesn't always come from asking more questions. Sometimes it comes from listening differently. Not to him, but to yourself. And yes, you're allowed to trust yourself again. Because here's what most people get wrong about truth. They think truth always arrives through confrontation, through questions, through arguments, through forcing someone to confess. But in reality, truth rarely shows up that way. More often, it shows up quietly, when you finally stop doubting yourself and allow the answers to come without pressure. This isn't about catching him, it's not about accusing him, and it's definitely not about creating drama. It's about reclaiming your power, privately. When I first heard about using a love reading to gain clarity, I'll be honest, I was skeptical. I thought, tarot cards? That can't possibly tell me anything real. But what surprised me wasn't anything mystical or dramatic. It was how specific the answers were, how closely they mirrored the emotions I had been feeling, but couldn't explain. The confusion, the emotional distance, the unspoken tension that never made it into words. And suddenly, things made sense. Not because someone told me what to do, but because the truth matched what my intuition had been whispering all along. This kind of reading doesn't predict the future. It reflects the emotional truth of the present moment. What he's thinking, what he's feeling, what he's holding back. Not the version he shows you, but the version he keeps to himself. And once you see that clearly, everything changes. You stop chasing reassurance. You stop replaying texts at 2 in the morning. You stop blaming yourself for sensing distance that's actually real. Clarity doesn't just bring peace, it gives you the strength to choose. Because a painful truth lasts a moment, but living in uncertainty slowly drains you. If you've been feeling that quiet discomfort lately, if something inside you keeps saying, pay attention, this might be the moment to listen. The love reading I mentioned is linked below. It's private. It takes less than a minute, and you don't need to explain anything to anyone. This choice is for you. Just answer honestly, and let the truth meet you where you are. Whatever it reveals, at least you'll finally stop guessing. And sometimes, that's the greatest relief of all.